In the words of Bill Baggins, I'm going on an adventure. Hello, me lovies. My name is Jack Ryan. This is Totally Made Finish, and welcome to a new episode of The Listeners. This is a series where we take a look at Big Finish's monthly offer, where they take one of their previous releases, which is in some way related to a new big release they've got coming out that month, knock the download price down to ridiculous levels, and thus give everybody a chance to look at it, listen to it, and give their opinions. This month, Pathfinder Legends, Rise of the Rune Lords, Chapter 1, Burnt Offerings. Here's the trailer.
An Allsbury ale.
Thank you, my dear, but there's no need.
There is every need to reward good deeds. You right?
A journal entry for submission to the Pathfinder Chronicles.
I told you this wasn't right.
What is happening?
Ezran, tell me something.
The crowd! I can't see!
I don't need to see. Goblin.
Goblins chew and goblins fight. Goblins cut and goblins fight. Stab the dog and cut the horse. Goblins eat and take my force.
My Caden, they're everywhere!
How did they get past the gates?
Amico, get to safety!
Look to yourself, warrior.
Nualia will destroy you all when her transformation into Lamashtu's champion is complete.
Nualia? Suto, what are you involved in?
Nualia will have vengeance on all in Sandpoint.
Kill the man. Slice the
Suto,
dwarf.
Frithasmus, stop them!
My pleasure!
I will crush them.
If what he says of Nualia's plan is true...
That Nualia seeks to become Lamashtu's champion?
The mother of monsters.
What?
That's what they call the demon god, Lamashtu.
one of the god's many names. If Lamashtu is involved, it would be catastrophic for all of Varisia and beyond.
Pathfinder Legends Audio Adventures, available from bigfinish.com and Paizo.com.
Okay, 10 uninterrupted minutes, starting from now. So, what do I have to say about this? Well, it was a nice surprise to listen to something like this because from what I've seen, this is really Big Finish's only current foray into the fantasy world, because they did have stuff like audio dramas based on the BBC Robin Hood series and stuff based on Highlander. I imagine the licenses ran out and everything, so I never got an opportunity to listen to them. Judging by the fact that they were Big Finish, I'm hoping that they were good. So, yeah, this is currently Big Finish's only real proper entry in fantasy. And it's a shame because it's done so well that I would wish that they would do other things with the genre, because they do it very well here. It is a very good story, very engaging tale. I know that it's only one part of a much bigger story, but again, when isn't anything nowadays, everything, as Dirk Gently says, everything is connected. But no, it's very good, and yeah, with it being fantasy, it kind of evokes that whole Tolkien-esque thing, like Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, but this one is slightly bit different, as it's more ongoing journey-esque rather than this destiny that we have to save the world by getting rid of this ring, blah 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 blah. This is more this ongoing tale. This band of heroes who just roam from place to place, who try and keep everything nice and calm and happy, rather than this one destiny story or anything. And I like that. It's a nice thing to listen to, because sorry, that was Facebook. I've heard a couple of other stories like that. In particular, this one by this online writer and artist known as Ashley Simpson, who did this big, epic, Tolkien-esque fanfiction thing called The Seer, which is very, very good, and I highly recommend you read it, especially if you want to be a fan of this. So, yeah, what else do I say about this? Well, first of all, for the understanding, this is actually based on an RPG, a role-playing game called Pathfinder, made by this company, which I cannot for the life of God remember the name of. The company name is literally in the end of the trailer that was on earlier. I just cannot remember the name of it off by heart because I have no notes. This is completely unscripted. But yeah, it's nice, and the story as well. The story, like I said, the story was very good. You know that it's the first part of it because of the fact that they mention this eponymous race that's in the overall umbrella title, the Rune Lords. But as well as that, it just has this nice, self-contained story that has a beginning, a middle, and end. And it is epic as a fantasy epic should be. But there's also this very nice kind of down-to-earth thing as well. Well, as down-to-earth as you can be with wizards and magic and dwarfs. Yeah. So the story is very good, and if I could actually get up the only notes that I'm going to use on this, which is the Big Finish page, yeah, it was done by Mark Wright, who you may know from the inseparable writing duo that is Cavan Scott and Mark Wright, who write a lot of Doctor Who stuff as well as other stuff. Yeah, and he's done a very good job with it. He really understands the genre. So yeah, it's just a very good story, very well structured. I literally don't know what else I can say about that without a script. A script which I just type out with meticulous detail. But yeah, as well as that, the cast is very good. And what they do with the cast is, what they do with the voices is, it's just this blend of voices and accents and everything, so that it's just all culminating together. It's this one big world full of all these different people, all these different creatures and everything. And I just liked that. I liked hearing all the little other different voices that just had these little details to them that made them unique. It's just one of those things that just sort of, for want of a better word, makes me happy that there's this whole big range of diversity within the thing. And yeah, I got to talk about the 4 leads, who are all brilliant. According to the notes I have here, their names are Trevor Littledale, who plays Ezrin, Ian Brooker, who plays Harsk, Stuart Alexander, who plays Valros, and Kerry Skinner, who plays Merizadel. And I only hope I'm pronouncing that right. And yeah, it is brilliant. They are brilliant. They do tend to, well, I don't know if what I'm going to be saying here is correct, because like I said, I do enjoy fantasy, but I don't read a lot of fantasy. Say for Terry Pratchett. If I get a Terry Pratchett, I'm going to read it. But again, they do have these sort of small stereotypes, but they work with them, and they don't make them into complete stereotypes. It's like you just have these little things which are unique to that character, and you would see in a character like them in another world, in another setting. But they work with it and they make it their own. For example, Ezrin, if I have this completely correct, is the warrior of the pack, the fighter, and he just has this cockiness about him, this sort of slightly developed narcissism, which is hilarious to watch. He likes fighting, he likes drinking, he likes women. So yeah, there's just a little bit, but he also has a heart in the right place. He does help, and he does work for the greater good, making sure that everybody is safe. He does look after other people as well as himself. And the rest of them are all good. Merizel, if I'm pronouncing this right, is a very nice contrast to Ezrin. She's more down to earth. She's more understanding. She does enjoy a bit of fun, but she more prefers everything nice and happy and cheerful and peaceful and quiet, as he would. So, but again, like Ezrin, she would work to make sure that everybody is safe. And then with Valros and Harsk, you have one of them is, this kind of elderly wizard Gandalf figure, but he doesn't just impose himself on everyone. He has a purpose. He is the kind of, they don't really have a leader as such, but he's the one who more or less keeps them together, writes up the accounts of their tales for the Pathfinders, and and then the other one is this. You have a dwarf, because you have to have a dwarf in fantasy, and he is also a ranger. He is very skilled with weapons. He also has this sort of a backstory that gets explained enough in the in this. I don't know if it's completely explained, but they do go on about it a bit. So, sorry about that. So yeah, this is a very, very well put together release, and it was a nice change of pace for me, because I usually listen to all the Doctor Who's and horror stuff and everything else, and yeah, it was nice to take a listen to something that was out of my comfort zone for Big Finish, because it is a very, very good series. This is only the first one, and they have 2 series now, and they have a third one which actually starts this month. I can't quite remember the name of it, but if any of the rest of the releases are like this, then I'm going to be picking them up when I can afford to and listening to them. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. John Ainsworth, who is the director and producer and script editor, did a very fantastic job of this. I don't have the time to look up the music, but that was also brilliant. And yeah, I literally can't think of anything else to say. It's just very, very, very good. And that's my time up. I didn't know it was going to go like that. So, yeah, I literally don't know what else to say. So, that was Pathfinder Legends Rise of the Rune Lords, Chapter 1, Burnt Offerings. It's available until the end of the month on download for about £3, €3, $3. You have no excuse not to get this. It is a fantastic fantasy story based on a very good RPG, which I'm more than likely going to look up now just to see what it's like. So, yeah, that's been that. I've been Jack Ryan. This has been Totally Big Finish, and I actually do hope that you take a look at this, because it's definitely worth it. Absolutely worth it. So, until next time, good night, me lovies.